Mother Teresa was no saint. Another stated Mother Teresa's sainthood is a fraud just like she was. The people... Okay, so let's get into the Preacher Man topic of the day. Try to do that lightly. Is anything sacred anymore? It's almost as if the world has flipped the entirety of what it means to be moral and immoral. Profanity is laced into the nature of our speech. Premarital sex is almost celebrated by progressive parents. We celebrate mediocrity. We even award it. Church is monotonous, and the good ones are deemed to be pockets of terrorism and radicalism. We call the good evil and the evil good. Take for instance Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, the former leader of ISIS. He was a terribly evil man, yet when he was killed, the media portrayed him as something he wasn't. He was almost held in reverence. One headline read, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi, austere religious scholar at helm of religious state, dies at 43. I do not know if this was done in solidarity with a specific religious ideology, but since when has the mainstream media been sympathetic to religions? Well, they're quite selective about that. In the same breath, however, we see them demonizing people who lived exemplary lives. Some of the headlines at Mother Teresa's death: one of the most selfless people ever read, Mother Teresa was no saint. Another stated, Mother Teresa's sainthood is a fraud just like she was. The people who purport such a view dislike the woman because she held views they did not agree with. How can so many progressive adherents find reasons to mourn and uplift the memory of Qasem Soleimani, an Iranian terrorist who's responsible for the death of countless people, Christians, Muslims, and Jews alike? The same people demonize the memory of Reverend Dr. Billy Graham, calling him a racist and a bigot. They declare that he has failed his country and his God, despite having led thousands, if not millions, to Christ. If we closely examine the trends, we see specific attempts to completely revise history. You see, as I've stated in previous videos, history can never really be verified. There are some who call themselves authorities on a major subject matter and then in turn proceed to alter facts in history in order to suit their modern agenda. This is shameful. As a result, people who have done miraculous things in the past, today their names have been put to the sword. The dead cannot defend themselves. It has also been noticed that great people of the past who share a common thread have been singled out, and that thread is Christ. No one is being spared. Even Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. has been villainized in today's progressive society. Christopher Columbus is a monster who committed mass genocide. Some of the founding fathers of America were slave owners, therefore they are all evil, villainous brigands, and America is a hellish place. We hold people of yesteryear to a modern day standard, a standard by which most modern day people cannot abide. So, as the so-called revisionists run amok and our society manufactures an illogical and imprudent secular moral standard, the people of God, now more than ever, need to hold fast to our faith. It's only a matter of time until every godly man and woman is demonized for the gospel's sake. It's only a matter of time before every moral check set forth by God is obfuscated, erasing the guidelines to eternity. When this happens, then the world will comprehend the meaning of the word chaos. There's coming a day in the near future when the people of the world will celebrate peace and safety. They would finally purge the world of all they deem wrong and dangerous. The Bible succinctly warns that when men declare peace and safety, then sudden destruction will come. There is no peace without the Prince of Peace, and there is no safety without the Creator. Indeed, the world is filled with so many crazy ideologies and convictions, many of which have been conjured deep in the hearts of wicked men. Many of these demonic inventions disguise themselves behind altruistic and seemingly moral causes. We must be wise and must possess knowledge. Not because a thing sounds logical, we must receive it. Nowadays, logic isn't even necessary. We just have to sound like we care. Hate is disguising itself as love. Murder is disguising itself as freedom. Population control, ethnic cleansing, and sexual exploitation shouldn't even be a point of discussion, yet we speak. The same people who claim to be fighting against sexual exploitations are the same one becoming filthy rich by selling sex. Listen, we need to be wise, preacher men, avoid the very appearance of evil, and be prepared to defend the truth of God at all costs. The necessity for this is becoming more and more apparent with each passing day. Now, think about that. Yeah. All right, guys, I hope that you enjoyed that, and everything I said there is truth. And if you don't believe me, you should go research some of that stuff, and you're going to see it's all true. So while the world tries to obfuscate what is right and wrong and try to, give men a one-way ticket to the pits of hell, we as the church, we need to stand up and speak the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth. It doesn't matter if you lose a friend or if you're not popular anymore, or guess what? Eternity is never to be played with. Amen. You understand? So we need to be truthful at all times. Why? Because the one right word can mean the difference between heaven or hell. All right, and it's really bright in here. That's why Josh is wearing sunglasses. Guys, I must say I really enjoyed last week's episode, and it was very tempting to just go live all the time, but we're not going to go live all the time. But I must tell you, this the last Thursday in this month, I don't know the exact date, but the last Thursday in this month, we will be doing another live episode. Can't wait for that. It's going to be a whole lot of fun. And for those of you that haven't checked it out yet, we do a live prayer at 12 at midday every Monday. And, God has been doing some awesome things. I got some testimonies recently. I'm going to share that with you guys on Monday. Some unbelievable things that God has been doing during that little prayer time. I praise Jesus for it. He is awesome. And I told people, share your testimonies if you have them, from the time we prayed and whatever. And God is making it abundantly clear, He is moving during that time. So invite as much people as you could to the Preacher Man podcast, and especially for that live stream prayer that happens on Facebook, the PM Insider Group. Why? Because, people need prayer, and God is a miraculous God. He's working signs, wonders, miracles, and who knows, it could be your day for a miracle. So invite somebody, come out, check it out, at midday on Monday. Every Monday we do that, and we pray, we get on there, and I share a little bit. So it's an awesome time. Hope to see you there. So that's our episode for Preacher Man TV. I'm Pastor Jay. I love every single one of you. I will see you soon.